So since there have been some issues with the Brighton Buffet functionality, I'm going to make this first project a little bit easier for you. I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to begin it, and then you can continue with the rest. So let's share my screen. Alright, so here I have all my files, except for the audio files in here. Here I have all my video files. Let me import my audio files real quick. Alright, so there we go. So first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have the exemplar video in there. So make sure you imported your exemplar video into your project bin and double click it so that it's showing in your source monitor. Okay, so let's start building this video. So the first clip is where it changes through the light. So you want to drag that onto your source monitor. Okay, and you're gonna see it's gonna play for about a second, a little more than a second. All right, so let's play it for a little more than a second. There we go. Now let's cut it, and that's the part we're keeping, this small part right here. You also want to make sure you get rid of this audio on this track. So click on the link, click on the video, right click, unlink it, click on the audio, delete the audio. Okay, so what you notice here in the first part though is that there's a cross dissolve in there to start it. So you go into your effects panel, video transitions, dissolve, and add your cross dissolve onto the beginning. So now it should look just like that as it starts. Okay, easy. So secondly, the second part of the video is with the flowers. Okay, but what you want to do with these flowers, double click on the flowers, and what Joe Dockery asks you to do is to insert it with your in points. Okay, so you're going to set it to 2 seconds on your source monitor. You're going to use your mark in. You're going to go to 5 seconds. You're going to use your mark out. Now, with the insert button, you're going to insert this video onto your timeline. Click the insert button. And that should be working, but it's not. So I'm just going to drag it straight from there in. Drag it straight from here back onto your timeline. Let me do it again. Click right here and drag it, and that's taking your in points. It's taking the start of the video from the in and the out. Okay. Now, one other thing you can do is drag your video only. So here on these two icons right here, you have drag video only and you have drag audio only. Drag that video, and it only drags the video. So you can use your endpoints, mark in, mark out, drag that part of the video. Okay. So now, the second thing you need, you also need another dissolve, or there's no dissolve on this one, so we won't worry about that. So let's go back to our exemplar, double click on that in your project bin, and the next part of the video is the waterfall. So let's add the waterfall. And let's see, how much time is there? So that starts at about 4:20, and it's about 1.5 seconds. So let's go at about 1.5 seconds. You can cut that. Now you want to make sure you get rid of that audio as well. And now put your dissolve on the beginning of that video. So therefore now it should look like that. But I think we want to extend that a little bit. Let's extend the end of this video just a little bit. So that way the cross dissolve doesn't take the whole time. Alright. So now we're going to put it back on there. And there's that part. There's the cross dissolve. Okay, now the next part is the rocks. So we're going to take those rocks. We're going to do the same thing here. How long is that part of the video? It's about 1.5 seconds. So same kind of time. We'll cut it right about there. Unlink it. And add your dissolve. So you're going to do this throughout the video. That seems to be super not long enough. All right, anyway. So now let's just fast forward to the end here. And I'll add the rest of the videos in order. There's the flower, the woods, and then the boat. All right. Flower. Extend that. Woods. Extend that. And the boat. And you're going to have to cut these down. You're going to have to cut these down again. Okay? However, most importantly, what you want to look at is the text tool. So you're going to click the text tool, and it's going to say easy to reach. And you want to make sure you leave this out of the subject of your shot. So here, this is like the center point. You want to try and leave it a little bit below the center point on this one. And then here, your center point of action here is the boat. So you don't want your text in front of that boat. So you want to move it a bit to the sides. That way it's not in front of the subject of the picture or in front of the woods. You put a dissolve on those, and there you go, just like they do it in the exemplar video. This should be 15 seconds long, 15.2 seconds, 6 seconds to be exact. Now let's do the audio real quick. So you want your voice, you want your music starting. Let's go back and watch the beginning of the exemplar. The music starts right at the beginning, but where does the voiceover start? About 2 seconds in. So let's go to about 2 seconds in. But you can't hear it. We got to turn it down. So you can do this one of two ways. You can use your pen tool and set keyframes, or what I would like you to do is click here, go to your effect controls, and right as the voiceover starts, you want to open up your volume. You want to add a keyframe. Here's level. You want to add a keyframe here. You want to move this just a little bit. Add a second keyframe, and then bring that down just enough so you can still hear it under the voice.
The Snoqualmie Valley is a small community nestled in the foothills of the Cascade Mountain Range, just 45 minutes east of Seattle.
Now, at the end of the voiceover, you want to do the same thing again. Set another keyframe, set a second keyframe, and bring it back up to the original level. So that way, as soon as the voice is over, that's what you hear. Simple as that. Let's get to work. Let's finish up. You guys can start on project 2. Good work.